Video series continuing. Mr. Who's the Boss building the dream home. What have we watched so far? We've watched the dream office, living room, gaming room. Is that the 3 we've watched? So now we're watching the dream smart bedroom. Should be good. Let's see. Do we see anything that we might incorporate into a future home? There's always something. There's always something amazing.
We are about to build our dream bedroom right here. We're going to spend the next 5 minutes shopping, trying to find out what makes the perfect bedroom, and then actually turn those elements into a room perfectly optimized for sleep.
Let's just type in smart.
You know what's mad is how much he actually goes out to look at stuff. Like, I feel like me and Talia did that with, like, sofas, and you do it with sofas, a mattress. That's about it. But he's like everything, you know, speakers.
Table.
Some of this stuff looks so naff.
They just added LED lights everywhere.
Yeah, it seems like all of these smart bedside tables do 2 things. Lighting, which we don't need more of, and then charging, but like really slow, outdated charging. USB-A? What year is this? Oh my god, that's beautiful. I really like this. It's perfectly boxy. It really fits with the design.
Okay, so that's our base. How do we make it actually smart?
Okay, so chargers. Let's get a 3-in-1 for our phone, watch, and AirPods.
Okay.
So what else do we want in this room? Because we want to keep this minimal.
We want it to smell good, breathe good, sleep good. So we can literally get the same send diffuser as the living room. There's actually a whole bunch of tech that I've been wanting to get for a while that I think could take this bedroom to a whole new level.
What? Is that VR? Oh, does it include the ensuite?
I found something that I think is perfect for you. Aaron can't go to bed at night without watching at least 1 episode of something. So he's like fiddling his laptop on the
We're the same. Me and Talia are the exact same.
little bedside table before we go to sleep. And I thought this would be way easier. So it's a bigger screen. You can roll it around. You can roll it next to you when you're watching at night. Roll it with you to the bathroom if you want to carry on watching it.
Worth a try. Cool, good find.
Let's focus on air quality then.
Yeah, air quality is
I don't
actually
like that.
specifically important to me. A, because I've struggled a lot with sleep over
Oh,
the
I
years.
don't like it. Like, I get the point of it, that it's, you know, she doesn't want to have something on, but he does. So I get the point of not having a TV there, but I don't know. I used to not actually watch stuff. Before I lived with Talia, I stopped watching things on TV. And then we started watching something. We now literally put on a show. We watch like 1 episode together. And then I'll normally go to sleep. She'll watch 1 more episode while falling asleep. That to me just seems a bit, I don't know. Like having, you know, I've got to have my own TV.
Yes, but also B, because I have a ton of allergies. What is the absolute best air purifier we can get? The Air Tulip. What? It's the headboard.
That is chunky.
So it's kind of
Whoa.
showing how it specifically targets the air cleaner to the area around where you sleep.
We want the entire room purified.
Wait, what? It's a plant pot.
The top is a pot and the bottom is the air purifier.
That's pretty cool, because in a way it's like dual purification.
Natural and electric.
The plant pot definitely looks better and is vastly more well suited to the aesthetic of the room. I'm down.
That's
I think
quite
this is really
cool.
nice.
I think the idea of a steamer is really handy. I think they're clean, they're simple.
So you imagine just kind of hanging clothes up and then using this to iron them.
Also, I was thinking for the bathroom, heated toilet.
We took a trip to Japan. Every toilet you sat on was
If we move, the one thing I'm having such a say in is the toilet seat. I'm having a heated toilet seat. I want to have I want heated flooring around the toilet, and I want a one of the bidet thingies. Oh my god. Trust me. Yeah, a bidet, but like the ones like when you go to like a really fancy toilet and it has sometimes I like the coldness. You're a freak. Has crazy. You don't have a bidet? No. Bro, you're so rich. I don't have one. I'm saying if I did. That's what I'm saying. If we went to a new house, why not just get a smart toilet now? Because then we'd have to, like, redo the whole toilet. That's Tory. Great. That makes sense. A heated toilet seat is a game changer. Every hotel I've stayed in that has one, oh my God. Not Tory at all. It's a thing, innit? If someone says they like something that it seems expensive, it's a Tory thing. You can just get a seat. Can you just get a heated seat? But do you have to plug it in and stuff, and you don't have plugs by it. I need to experience a heated seat. Oh, The wires, yeah, that's what scares me. Still long to set up, and that's what puts me off. That is the other thing, is apparently heated toilet seats they can cause hemorrhoids. I hate when people say Tory, it's the most jarring thing. It's just people that have like, they don't know what to say, so they just say, "Oh, he likes a nice thing." That's Tory. It's like let them do it, innit? They don't have anything else to say. Small price to pay for warm cheeks. Crazy sentence. Having a wire for the toilet is a lot. That's what I'm saying. Love a bidet. I don't know. Well,
It was
anyways.
heated, and it was amazing. What's the most like bonkers
Japanese
toilet
toilets,
you could get? I like the floating
craziest.
aesthetic. Oh,
But apparently,
my God.
all
It's
Japanese people are Tories, according to a couple people in the chat.
$8,625. Now offers personalized settings that let you fine-tune every option. What?
What is it personalized? Wow.
Jesus.
You are joking.
State of the art high fidelity
$8,000.
speakers. Is our toilet gonna have better speakers than our room?
Holy. I have never in my life seen a toilet like this before.
Okay, and then the only thing left is speakers.
You ever use
We've already
Japanese toilet?
gone and
Yeah, I
seen
went to
some at
Japan.
Meridian Audio, and they're actually going to get planted into the ceiling, including a subwoofer, so we can have yeah. Most comfortable mattress in the world. Like, I slept on a $1 million mattress.
I
Wait,
swear
this
to
is
God,
the
if he
bed that
has
Drake
this.
uses. Not that I weight that as a particularly strong celebrity endorsement.
Oh my god.
So the company's called Hastings. I'm actually really curious. There's so many things where you don't know what you're missing until you've tried it. And so I feel like we should at least try it to know what we're
No.
missing.
I would never do
So we
that.
did, and we very quickly realized upon visiting
If
these
I knew I
Hastings
could go lying, if I could have a night's sleep in, I guess I would actually. If I knew I could have a night's sleep in a £1 million mattress, it would also piss me off though, knowing I can't have that mattress.
that this was not your normal bed store. Literally, you ask for the bed you want. You can literally pull a figure out your head and say, make it 4 meters by 4 meters, and they will do that.
Wait, just to check. So 4 by 4 meters is for 2 people.
Someone wanted a 4 by 4 meter bed. You don't ask questions. No, everything is possible.
Okay, so with that absurd image in my mind, time to find out what makes a bed worth, well, anything more than about $1,000, really.
You have horsehair pretty much in all the parts, but the top mattress
What?
is almost entirely horsehair.
Yeah, horsehair. And according to them, there are 2 key reasons for it.
It's very springy.
It's like a ball of springs in all directions.
Yeah,
Quite nice.
a huge bed, like 4 by 4 meter, would be insane. Like, imagine that side of the room being a bed the whole way. Oh, I'd be so sick. Be kind of weird though, because you'd end up just like sleeping in a very small section of it.
Double dipped. And she's a vegetarian.
But also that we learned of a rather haunting fact that the average adult releases 200 milliliters of sweat per night just sleeping. And so the ability to not hold onto that moisture is equally as important.
It doesn't really go into it.
Right, yeah. If you did that with human hair,
It would get drenched.
yeah, you'd be drenched.
Mad.
Time to put it to the test, starting with the more entry-level beds that are around $25,000.
Whoa.
His feet are off the end.
Oh, that does hit different.
They have to
Okay,
wear.
so pretty
Do you see the
normal
shoes they're
looking bed,
wearing?
I've got to say, but the comfort was no
They gotta
joke.
wear fancy shoes for it.
around your body.
And turns out that the beds also come with a bizarre complimentary service. Hastings says that for the first few years of using their beds, because it's all natural materials inside designed for airflow, that you have to keep it fluffed up. And they will send people to your house to do said fluffing.
It will most likely be us
Wow.
or someone from my team.
That's
But
crazy.
yes.
Then something popped into my mind. For a long time, we've been using 8 Sleep for our bed. It's like a mattress cover
what we
combined with
use.
this pod that sits on the floor and pumps temperature-controlled water through it to cool you down to your ideal temperature. These guys are suggesting that with a bed like this, you don't need that.
The horsehair hair does that for you.
Wow. Tina, they even 59 months, by the way.
Yeah, that's my I'm not completely convinced face.
If you put something on.
So Calix worked with them, and they were basically like looking for people who wanted them. And I was like, "Yo, I'll take one if you want," but you know. So we got one, and it's actually one of the sickest things. Like, they are very expensive, but an 8 Sleep is so good because Talia has her side of the bed. Like, when we get into bed, her side is already really warm, whereas I like a cooler bed. So my side is cold, her side is warm. And you can have an alarm in the mattress, so the mattress like vibrates a little bit to wake you up.
on top of that to sort of remove a bit of that breathability.
And the temperature changes throughout the
function
night.
of
So, like,
actual-
when I wake up, by the time I wake up, it's warmer. So it's, like, nice and cozy by the time I wake up. Amber with the 76 months. Let's go. Thank you so much.
bed, a lot of that's actually
it's water
already
cooled.
in the bed.
At this point, I think both of our minds were worrying. We didn't really come here with the intention of getting a Hastings bed. And in a way, everything about the way that they think about these things feels a little old-fashioned. Like some of the designs of these beds haven't been updated in 40 years. But then at the same time, lying on them, moving in between our various sleeping positions and feeling both cushioned by these bed toppers and then supported by the horsehair mattresses below them, it was somehow starting to become a genuine consideration. And then we tested the Dreamer, one of their higher-end beds.
Oh no.
The plushness
How much
of
is this?
everything here is ridiculous. Oh my god.
This was like nothing we'd ever laid down on. And also, it only really dawned on us in this moment just how crazy it was that because
That bed
each
is
bed is
huge,
made to
by
order,
the way.
you can specify the exact dimensions that you want to the centimeter. What was happening to us? But there's one more. The Big
no.
Daddy, the Grand Vividus. This is the bed that Drake uses.
Man, this is literally, it's the caviar of beds.
Oh, no.
And by caviar, I mean the phone company, Caviar, who coats everything in gold.
The base alone is made with all sorts of fancy materials,
Oh,
including
no.
like stingray leather. There's only 15 people in the world authorized to make this bed, and it takes them 600 man-hours to do so.
Just making one of these handles that you see on the side takes around 2 days to make.
And now it's time.
Meh. No, I'm kidding. That's very, very, very comfy.
I preferred that one, but this one is also really nice.
It's not what I expected it to be. I
Damn.
expected, like, it's going to be some...
That's the thing. I feel like as much as it can be more expensive, it is kind of like the materials on the outside are what makes it more expensive.
thing that you just
Than the other
sink
ones.
straight into. But actually, that would make it not a very good bed. It's quite measured. Most comfortable with the Dreamer.
I actually wouldn't read it.
Wait, what?
I grappled with my inner demons and tested a lot of other beds for the entire next week. I trust technology, and so the fact that we could genuinely spend a tenth of Hastings' money and get a great mattress, plus the 8 sleep cover on top of that, it felt like the obvious default choice. The more beds we tested, the more that it started to feel like 10% of the money can get you to 90% of the bed experience.
Oh.
But then it's just, how much do you
Says, thank
value
you for
that
the sub.
extra 10%? And to me, I think the answer is actually a lot when it comes to sleep. So,
Sleep is
after
the most
much
important thing,
deliberation,
man.
I hit the order button on a 215 by 215 centimeter Dreamer bed. And now it's all ready.
60 grand. 60 grand. Sorry, that's the mattress, or does that come with the rest of the bed too? Do you have to buy a bed frame for that? 60 grand. 60 grand. To be honest, if you have the money, I'd do it. I mean, that is a fair point. If he can do it, why not? But you have to also remember, right? You sleep, what, 8 hours a day? If you're sleeping 8 hours, that's regardless of taking any time you're just lying in bed, you're spending a third of your life in your bed. Like, that's better than it's better than an expensive car. I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying I'll go spend 60 grand on a mattress. I'm just saying when you work it out like that, like a car, you might keep that for however many years. A mattress, you'll keep that for however many years. But you might spend 30 minutes to 2 hours in a car every day. You're spending 8 hours a day in this. And sleep is so important. I do get it. I'm not going to sit here and say he's an idiot for spending that money, because I actually think, like, he's obviously, you've seen the rest of the house. The speakers that he spent on, I'll question that. A mattress, fair enough.
So that's the main master bedroom, but also all of the guest bedrooms. And let's actually start there, because I think these are particularly cool, because we decided that there's 3
That's a nice room,
countries
to be
that mean
fair.
the most to us. Japan, our favorite holiday destination ever. Turkey, the place we got married. And then India, which is where our families originate from.
Okay.
So what we've
Themed
done
rooms.
is we themed each one of these guest
Yeah.
rooms after one of them. We've got matching trees, plants, paintings, even a Pikachu themed to the room that you're in. And we have had the time of our lives finding just the right soaps, bath mats, toothpaste, and even, I kid you not, toilet roll to really immerse people in these themes. Also, every single bathroom has a scent related to the region. So it just takes you there. I miss Japan. And if you're curious,
I mean,
this
that
is what the
that-
India bedroom looks like. We decided to embody the rich color.
I mean,
of the
they're
country.
really nice
And the bathroom
rooms.
is themed after Ayurveda, which is an Indian approach to well-being. And then Turkey is all about that Mediterranean freshness. And the bathroom is themed after the Turkish hammams, which if you haven't been to one yet, I highly recommend. And then,
Like,
in terms of the
considering-
tech, these guest bedrooms are
Considering these are just like spare rooms, they are crazy. Like, they're all really nice. They feel a bit hotel vibes, but they're really nice. Like, is a hotel vibe a bad vibe if it's a really nice hotel?
obviously simpler than the master bedroom, but there's still
Frame
two cool
TVs.
things. So one is the Samsung
Yeah.
Frame TVs, just like in our living room, if you haven't seen that episode yet, but smaller. And to be honest, it's seeing them in the living room that made me realize we wanted them here, because they complete the look of the room with the art. People can use them as TVs with simple pleasures. I really like how easy the Samsung remote makes it to get to the 3 streaming services that we use the most. And then
That's
also
cool.
Samsung TV Plus. Whatever the hell that is. And then secondly, you might remember these smart switches from the house tour. Well, we have
Yup.
finally had time to figure out what to do with them. So broadly speaking, we decided that the best
Just
way to not
different
make this
settings,
house
innit?
really confusing is for every switch to have the highest button turn all lights in that room to max.
And the
then
bottom one
each
to turn
button
them
below
off.
that makes things
Yeah.
dimmer and dimmer. But because these are Control 4 buttons, so they're linked to basically everything that can turn on in the entire house, it means that, well, you can swap out buttons. So we swapped the bottom for an up-down switch that people can use to control blinds. So let's click
That's
that
cool.
now. But it also means that you can hide functionality. So let's say that you get woken up in the middle of the night and you hear noises coming from downstairs. You can double press this top button and it will turn on not just every single light in this room, but every single light in the whole house, and it will start playing a siren from every single speaker in the whole house.
That's annoying.
I won't do that now for obvious reasons.
I understand that. I understand the security, but I also don't. Maybe not a double tap. Maybe like 4 taps. Like, you know, just you got to spam it. Like 4 times, just like that. Or hold. Yeah, hold would work. I think double tap is just not.
Oh yeah, and then the beds in every guest room are using Simba Hybrid Ultra mattresses. I miss the cats so much that I had to get a mattress named after them. They're on the firmer side, but they're very supportive, which means that when you pair them with a soft mattress topper like this,
Nice looking
it's
mattress.
bliss. No one ever wants
It's a
to get
nice
out.
looking room.
But then also, a bit of a Russian nesting doll situation with these beds. So we specifically went
Storage.
for Ottoman-style beds because when even more guests come over, we just pull them up and we can whip out 3 more double beds. And we actually did quite a lot of testing before deciding that these things are the gold standard when it comes to airbeds, because they're from a company called Lost Horizons. And
This
the
is
thing
really
that
useful to
particularly
know.
cool about them is they're a combination of air, but also really high density foam. So they are ridiculously comfortable for how thin they are. And also they self-inflate when you want to use them. And then when you're done with them, they come with this air pump that just takes
This
the air
is
back out
really
again.
cool,
It makes
actually.
it very easy. All right, but obviously the guest
I might
bedrooms
have to
are
get one or
pretty
2 of
simple
them. That's really smart. Oh.
compared to the master bedroom that we use. So
Here
let's
we
do
go.
quick reviews of the key items that I think make this room special. I'm going to give you my honest thoughts, having now used this frankly ludicrous Hastings bed for a bit of time, and
Oh.
then I'm going to show you what might well be the biggest purchase mistake I've ever made in my life.
Oh.
It made me want to put my head through a wall. Oh yeah, just before we go into there, this is a Control 4 touchscreen. It's pretty much the control center of the home, and it works well, but I also can't help but feel like it looks and functions like a smartphone operating system from the year 2008, which is why we're using this app called Homey that sits as a layer above and is a lot more
Oh.
intuitive. And then this is the Roborock Q Revo Slim. It's a robot vacuum with some pretty unique skills,
Whoa.
and we've picked it mostly because it is slim enough such that it can fit under every single one of the beds, which gives us one less thing that we need to maintain. Right, let's dive in. Now, if you watched our...
This sounds a bit like. Sounds a bit. I don't know whether I'm judging this or not, but right. I feel like when you're spending 60 grand on a mattress, you could get a cleaner, you know? Like, I feel like 60 grand for a mattress. Also, like, how often are those rooms getting used? I don't know. Yeah. You might not want people in his house. That's completely fair enough. That is a very, very fair reason.
The single objective while putting this room together was just, how do we get the best sleep?
Oh, you see that thing here? This thing here. So I have one of those from a Sidemen video. It was Ethan. I bought Ethan one of them, and he was like, "Oh, I don't really want it." So I was like, "I'll have it." So I've got it, but it's quite in your face. So I don't know where to put it. I think it will end up. I might put it in here because I like it. I might actually. Do I use it? No, but it's purely just because none of the other rooms, like, I don't know, in the hallway, it just looks a bit of an eyesore. Whereas I could put it literally down here. Ooh, I might do that. Is it loud? No, like not at all. It's really good.
Humanly possible. It is amazing how much good sleep can change your life. And there's two key ways that we focused on achieving
Let's
that.
see this
the
room.
indirect effect, which is just making the space as decluttered and automatic as possible to make it feel like all we need to do when we come into this room is to rest. And then the direct.
Oh, I am a strong believer of carpet bedrooms. It might just be me. I feel like when me and Talia got this house, she was leaning towards more of the like non-carpet bedroom, I think. But for me, I said like the only room I really like, I'm like, I need carpets in my bedroom. My bedroom needs to feel like the comfiest thing. Like when I walk in, I want just my feet to be I want my feet to be comfy so that I get on a bed that's comfy. Like this room, I would have had carpet the whole way if, chairs slid on carpets, but they don't.
Effect, which is finding products that are physically helping us to sleep better. So let's start with one of the biggest ways to declutter, well, your entire life, really. A charging station. Setting all of this up cost me about $30 and 3 hours. Like this is just a simple cable organizer box from Amazon, which is where all our sockets are. And then this is just cable trunking, which makes sure that the cables are only visible when they absolutely need to be. And I cannot recommend more if you have lots of gadgets like this to try and set up one of these because
I really like this. I really want that. Toothbrush in the closet. No, it's just the charger. So he'll take the toothbrush to the bedroom, but then when it needs charging, he knows where his charger is. He's done. That's really, I actually like that.
It means we automatically know where every product is all the time. It means that you can barely see any cables. It means that every single product we know is automatically always charged. This does a lot for that feeling of peace that you particularly want in a bedroom. And it looks a lot better than the alternative. As for the gadgets themselves, let's do a rapid fire review. So the TheraFace is basically just a less powerful body massager, but with a whole load of attachments that make it more suited to your face. It's expensive for what it is, but this thing is so effective at getting rid of headaches and specific migraines. It makes you feel good while making you feel like you're doing good. 9 out of 10. This helmet that
doesn't say I have a TheraBody. So much. I have a Theragun, which I love, but for the face, that's crazy. Ow.
Looks like it's from the year 2200 is the Wayron iMedic. It actually came with the massage chair that we got for the living room. And this is basically the hardcore version of that. I'm one of those people where when I get a massage, I want to feel like there's someone snapping me in half. And this does that. It's very firm. I'd give these an 8. The Pilo 2 is like for any item of clothing that's a little bit fuzzy or just one that gets dusty quickly, you just swipe this over and it's got 6 tiny little razor blades inside of it that trim it without cutting it. 7 out of 10. We're always glad we have this when we suddenly realize that we need it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love this.
That's just a lint roller.
It's right on that upper limit of feeling like it has enough power that it's really thoroughly cleaning you.
Crazy.
But just not so much that it feels like you've just erased your enamel. Not to mention wireless charging on the brush itself and then USB-C charging on the case, which is always a big tick. 8 out of 10. I also always use a water flosser just before brushing.
I had one of these.
It's just a really fast way of getting rid of those rogue food
I had one and I hated it.
Or a refreshing pre-bed beverage. I think these are really slept on. Pun not intended. 9 out of 10. Oh yeah, you'll like this.
I didn't like that when I had it.
Where every single battery of every single gadget is fully rechargeable. For the gadgets that aren't, we have finally got our battery act together. So this is a battery organizer. You can get them for like $20 on Amazon. And this is not just soul-fulfillingly satisfying, but it's also really useful because you know for sure that you have every battery. And then you have a really clear at-a-glance way of seeing if you don't. Now, also in the vein of slightly OCD things that put my mind at ease, while making this bedroom video, we have pretty much fallen in love with a site called Joseph. It's just this unending stream of products that you see, and you're just like, why didn't I think of that? So for example, we went through a few different hangers until eventually deciding that the ones from Joseph are just perfect.
Wow.
They keep both parts of your outfit together in a way that you can also just take off and wear one. And then these rail spaces up here.
Kind of psychotic how organized he is.
Never even
Yeah,
thought of.
it makes me think he has like 5 t-shirts and they're all just that's it. That's his wardrobe.
Before I saw them. But tell me it wasn't worth it. By making sure that every single item of clothing is exactly the same distance apart without you needing to get your ruler out each time you put something away, it makes it so easy to keep the cabinets clean. Oh, and also, they come in 2 sizes. So we've got the regular size spaces for the more casual clothes. And then if we come to the end over here, this is the formal cabinet where we have the large size spaces, which, as you can tell, I am.
The thing is, I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like, this man is crazy for having this much organization, but I also would love it.
The other thing that I really like here is this steamer. So this is from the same company who made the Pilo in the other cabinet. And it's not quite enough to get your clothes to the 100%. You know when you want your shirt to look so crisp that it could cut someone, but it does iron clothes to the 95% mark with about 20% of the effort. Because all I need to do is to power it on and then brush it down the clothes while...
So why did he not go the extra 5% there? But the bed, he wasn't happy with the 90%.
They're still on their hangers. Oh, and then for all the products that we use regularly, I decided it just makes sense to go out once and buy them in bulk.
I agree with that.
And just make a little top-up station.
I love that.
Kind of like a survival shelter, but, you know, for silky smooth skin. Okay, so that's all my pedantic storage stuff. Now for the things we actually keep out. So very quickly, this is Drisha's dressing table. So there's all her makeup in here. This is also using Joseph organizers.
Not enough for Talia.
And then my plan for this drawer is to have all of her hair dryers and straighteners, but in a way so that it's wired into the mains all the time by drilling a hole in the back of this and routing the cable down here. But that's just me. And then this is the air purifier that we've ended up with. We went on a bit of a loop with this one. As you saw, we bought these plant pot ones initially from a company called Dupre, and they were cool in concept, but they just felt cheap and not very good at either being a plant pot or an air filter. Then we got this one from a company called Molecule. Way slicker, really powerful, and also beautiful. It just fit the room perfectly, but it just kept waking us up at night. Even when we specifically put it onto its quiet setting, it would just randomly decide at 3 a.m. that turning up its suction to 11 to ingest 1 rogue dust particle was more important than our sleep. And so we ended up landing on the...
Air purifiers are the best thing, honestly. Why have you not said this to me before? I have one of those. Why am I not putting it in here?
Plus quiet filter by Dyson. Which
might put it
when
in the bedroom.
I was like, that's a stupid...
I remember saying to Talia about putting it in the bedroom, and she was like, because we have aircon in there. I was like, she was like, oh, but we've got aircon, so there's no point in the air purifier. But it's not cooling the room, is it? I might just put it in the bedroom and just see if she even notices.
Good name for a product. Then you use it and you realize, oh, it's big and it's quiet. So in terms of blinds, we've got the same Luxaflex company making them as we do in the living room downstairs. But in all the bedrooms, we've got ones fitted with an extra layer of fabric that makes them blackout blinds to completely kill the light and also cut down on a further 20% of outside noise. And I would say I love the way these work. You can control them on your phone, they practically disappear when they're away, and they look really clean when they're down. The only annoying thing is you need these little hubs so that they can be communicated with, and the bigger your house, the more hubs you need. So we had to get and hide a total of 9 of these in our various different rooms, which is a little bit of a pain. And now,
you won't notice that massive air purifier.
Infuriating mistake, let's talk about the bed area. So, we went for 2 snake plants, 1 on each side. I love these things. I think they look spicy, and yeah, you'd need a lot of them to significantly change the air quality in a room, but they do make a difference. And I think even just psychologically, feeling like you have that extra bit of freshness and oxygen from a real plant is good for you. You might have noticed that the bedside tables have changed since the ones that you originally saw us buy. We had to go through like 4 different sets of them because some of them had drawers that didn't close nicely, some of them weren't tall enough to properly cover the sockets in the room, until eventually we found these ones from Andrew Martin that are far more expensive than what we wanted to spend.
Like, I like this room. It's just quite, like, I like how simple it is, but at the same time I don't. It's also quite just like, there's not much. It doesn't feel that cozy to me. It feels just very nice.
But they tick every box. Anyway, the most important thing is what is on them. So you'll notice on mine, we have ended up with an iPad here. And this is another one of those things that have taken multiple attempts to get right. Because if you remember, for a long time, I used to bring my laptop into the bedroom to watch some sort of American sitcom just before bed.
This is crazy to me.
Straight out. Then Drisha had this idea of the LG Stand By Me, this rollable TV, which we bought, we tested, and in a way it was amazing. I was used to a 14-inch screen. Suddenly having 27 was crazy, but it actually wasn't ideal for two reasons. One, that the larger your screen, the further back you have to put it, and then the further back you have to put it, the louder it's got to be, which actually doesn't really work because I'm at the lowest risk of disturbing Drisha if I actually have a quieter speaker that's just closer to me. But then the even bigger issue was minimum brightness. The TV's just wasn't low enough. Whereas on this iPad Pro, you can go extremely low, and also on top of that, use night shift mode to further reduce the amount of blue light. And so yes, it is a bit excessive to have an iPad that just sits here when I already own a MacBook that largely does the same thing. But I just decided that this is important to me.
The thing is, right, as much as it seems like a waste to have an iPad that does sit there, he's literally done it instead of a TV. So when you're saying like it is a waste, it is, but at the same time he hasn't bought a TV, so kind of cancel each other out a little bit.
I can leave my laptop and therefore my work downstairs before coming to the bedroom. And this iPad isn't even logged into anything apart from relaxing stuff. So it helps me to associate.
Yeah, and he has a 60K bed, so let's like, why are we even questioning it?
It's another one of those awesome situations where we'd already decided that we loved ESR before the company reached out and asked to sponsor this video. And the reason we picked these is pretty simple. We originally bought Amazon Echoes for each bedroom because we thought, yeah, it'd be really nice for people to have a clock. But it's only after buying those that we remembered the iPhone standby mode is basically the same thing, but just better. So what we're actually looking for is just a really good charger that can hold people's iPhone sideways while charging to activate this mode. And this is that, while being the fastest iPhone Qi 2 MagSafe charging. It finishes around 30 minutes faster than other chargers because of something called Cryo Boost. Every phone has a safety mechanism built in such that when they get hot, they reduce their rate of charging. But that isn't so much of an issue when your charger is also the thing that cools your phone, especially if you're watching videos or FaceTiming while charging. And then to top the whole thing off, it's charging my watch at the back. And now it's charging my AirPods at the front. And it can charge the watch faster than other non-Apple certified brands, while being quite a bit cheaper than official Apple stuff. Link below for more. So that's my side of the bed.
Okay. I want to hear
about the bed.
I want to hear about the bed.
I'm going to level with you. I think we might have made a mistake here. And this isn't even our biggest mistake. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is not a glorious sleeping experience. And the fact that the thing is 215 by 215 means you could practically sleep 4 people here. The thing is though, after ordering this, I just recently set up all of my family back home with the newest 8 Sleep bed covers. And I was looking at the feature set of these things thinking, damn, this doesn't do any of that. I mean, as well as the normal ability to adjust temperature, it can now even like lift your mattress up and down to stop you snoring in the night without waking the other person up. But you can't get 8 Sleep for a bed like this. And so it's left me in this position where I think this is the absolute pinnacle of beds without technology. But it feels like there is also a ceiling for how good a bed can be without that technology. So to put it another way, I'm very happy and very grateful that we've been able to get this bed. But at the same time, if I were to do it again from scratch, I would probably get one of these Simba hybrid ultra mattresses that we have in the other rooms, stick an 8 Sleep cover on top, spend a fraction of what we have on this, and sleep just as well, if not better.
Yeah, this bed got violated, man.
There's air.
Damn, he hates his bed. His pillows look so flat.
Right above here. And we use that to set this room to 18 degrees C. You sleep better if the room is cool. You don't sleep at all if the room is cold. So that's where we settled. And then on Drisha's side, this is the new 12th gen Kindle Paperwhite. I don't know how we've had 12 generations of this thing, but this is actually really nice because it wirelessly charges on this stand here. The screen is much more responsive than Kindles from the early days. And the benefit of this is that she can read at night without casting any light towards me while I'm trying to sleep.
I don't understand
Kindles. Automatically
Kindles.
Reduce the amount of blue light for when she's reading at night, which again,
I got Talia one, but I just...
And then this is the same Ritual scent diffuser that we got in the living room downstairs. So that is the sleep area. There's no rugs because in our experience they just trap allergens, and there's no desks.
Is it going to be the paintings?
Well, we're specifically trying to keep work out. Oh yeah, this. So from the beginning, I knew that I wanted to have a really big, bold, colorful art piece here.
Okay.
But every single one I could find was either literally more expensive than this bed or just terrible. Like, I hated it. So yesterday, I decided to go to a craft store, buy a load of spray paints, and just literally just make this myself. I call it Think Very Different.
To be fair, right?
And then this is...
To be fair, he could have told me that he paid 40 grand for that, and I'd say that's fucking, that's art. I don't understand it, but whatever. Like, he could have literally told you any price for that, and it was a famous artist, and I think every single one of us would have believed him. I don't think it looks good, but you know what I mean.
It's
fair
the
enough.
Xiaomi nightlight from that crazy Xiaomi gadgets video. I just loved it so much that I've actually set one up in every bedroom. Right, you ready to see my big blunder now?
Yes.
Okay, in the bathroom. Oh, by the way, I thought this was really cool.
We have that bath.
If you ever played a Pokemon game, you will know that you have 6 Pokemon in your party. This is 6 bath bombs, and inside each bath bomb is a Pokemon. So over time, we'll learn who our party is. So the issue has been...
Too much Pokemon. Well, leave Pokemon out of the bedroom. It's cool for the rest of the house. Yeah.
In the new Me toilet that you saw us buy. It wasn't available in the UK, so we ordered it from the US. And it arrived. It's just that when it arrived, we realized that because it's a US toilet, the water supply pipe connects down through the floor. Whereas here in the UK, it's more typical to have it coming out into the wall. And in this particular situation, there was no way of retrofitting it. So we basically had to take one giant L and buy a completely different toilet. I spent $10,000 on that one. On the bright side, the one that we ended up getting, the Geberit AquaClean mirror.
Nah, but surely that's crazy. Surely he could eBay that or something and get a few grand for it. Like, it's unused. He could get some money back. Get a plumber. Nah, but think how much you gotta spend to get all the plumbing to go from behind it to around it. Can't he return it? Maybe.
Is actually also amazing.
I know.
It's got a nightlight and motion sensor baked in. So you literally walk up to the toilet, it turns on this soft light, and the lid opens. There's the fact that the second you sit down, a deodorizer starts, which I assume a lot of people will also like because it masks the noise. The seat starts heating up. There's a full magnetic remote control. There's a customizable bidet.
This is what I want.
This is so cool. The flush creates a whirlpool on the inside for maximum cleaning efficacy. So it all worked out in the end.
That's what I want.
I can't actually believe that we get to stay here. So next weekend is the kitchen video, and for now...
Like, I like the bedroom. It does feel... that bedroom, like, when he's walking through it at the end...
So next weekend is the kitchen video.
I'm like, this bedroom looks really nice. And, like, if I went to a house if I went, like, to LA, for example, if I went to LA and my room was this, I'd be like, yo, my room is sick. But it doesn't feel like a room for, like, your house, if you know what I mean. Like, I would love this for like a week. It does. Yeah, I don't know. Where's all his stuff? He's so organized. It's all in those cupboards. He probably likes the clean aesthetic. Oh, 100%. Like, he's literally built his dream smart bedroom, right? So he likes this kind of look. I just think for me, yeah, I feel like I'm an organized person, but this is too organized. A bedroom to me needs to be that to me is the cozy room. That and the living room are the 2 rooms that just have to feel like I could fall asleep in there. This is good for an extreme minimalist. Yeah. It's not screaming cozy. I agree with that. But it is very nice, and I do like it still. Rate it out of 10. What I rate? Oh, I didn't rate that out of 10. I would rate that bedroom 7.5 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. That's what I'd do. I'm not doing like point something, you know. I'll do 7.5, but I'm not doing like 7 point, because I'd probably go like a 7.3.